going and bring out your next act. I saw him at the Brass Monkey on Wednesday, and he's really brilliant. I think he's from Egypt, so keep it going for Andrew Adams.
Anyway, I work with that guy at my new job. I've only been there for 2 months, and he's... I've only been there for 2 months, and he's like, I don't know how to say it, but he's not too smart, right? Like, he's not the brightest. He's not smart at all, actually. to be honest, he's a retard. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't want to say that. What do you love me for? Anyway, he's not the only one who's a retard at my work. There's a few retards, I'll tell you that. That actually makes me think sometimes that I may be a retard. I never know, you know what I mean? Because I look at myself in the mirror in the morning and I look fine to myself. But maybe I'm a retard. But anyway, he starts asking me questions, this guy, right? He tells me, where did you live before Perth, Andrew? I told him I lived 4 years in Melbourne, and before that overseas. He goes, really? Because my friend John Carter lived in Melbourne. Do you know him? And I'm like, fuck man, in my mind, like, do you think because your mate lives in Melbourne and I lived in Melbourne, I've actually met him or I know him? But that particular day at work was really boring. Maybe every day at work is really boring, to be honest. The fuck is wrong with that? Anyway. So I thought to actually play it dumb with him and tell him that I know him. And just go with the flow. So I told him, John Carter, I think I know him, man. He goes, no, you don't, Andrew. I told him, no, I know him. He told me, all right, tell me how he looks like. I said, fuck, now I fucked up bad. Because I lied. I told him, man, he looks normal like us, man. What do you mean he looks normal? Tell me how he looks like. I told him, John is like, he's not too fat and not too skinny. He goes, what do you mean? I told him he's not like really, really fat and not really, really skinny. He's like in between, man. Which is like everyone is in between, not everyone is too fat, not too skinny. And then he said, tell me something else, man. I told him, man, he's not too tall and not too short. He told me that doesn't, I told him one of his habits, right? That John, when he's really thirsty, he drinks. And he's like half a retard, so he's going like, yeah, he actually drinks when he's thirsty. Man, I don't know how he works with me. That makes me think, that's a problem that makes me think I'm a retard because we work together. But anyway, so I told him I know him and I've even been to his house. He told me, where does he live? That was the second lie. I said, fuck, now I fucked up. I can't say where he lives because he'll catch me out. So I told him, I can't remember, man. To be honest, one night I was so drunk on Saturday night, and my mates just took me to his place, to John Carter's place. He goes, anything nearby his house? I said, I told him, man, within 5 minutes around his house, there's a traffic light. He goes, yeah, there is a traffic light. And I sort of felt bad, but I have to do that because I don't want to look like a liar at the workplace. And then he goes, and then I told him, man, I have been to his house. He tells me, tell me his house, man. I told him, I was so drunk, I ran into the kitchen to get some water. He told me, what does he have in the kitchen? I told him, in the kitchen, he's got a fridge, man. He told me, he's got a fridge. I told him, next to it, there's a microwave. He told me he's got a microwave. I told him, I was so drunk, I went to sit on the couch. He told me, where does he put his couch, Andrew? I told him, right in front of the TV.